chicken.
Did you just call me chicken? Chicken.
Michaela. What are you doing?
Laying down on the floor like a lazy slob.
Why?
Because I got a stream today and I don't want to.
I thought you wanted to do this. You've got viewers waiting for you.
I get nothing out of this. Nobody watches my shit. I have bad politics, and all I talk about is communism and socialism and feminism and all these things. I make no money from it, and yet this and that, and also Trump is literally Hitler!
Michaela, you're making a big deal out of this. Let's just do this.
No!
You know what? Fine, then I'll do it.
Okay.
That's what I thought.
Fine.
Get on your computer.
Fucking tyrant. What the fuck is up, everybody? We are on this bitch, and I don't fucking wanna be. But someone forced me to do it! I don't have any more freedom, do I? Shut up. With your too bad. I should ban you for 7 years. 7 years bad luck. Give you a 7-year perma. Or a 7-year timeout. How is that gonna work? You'll just create a shadow account and come harass me in my chat, so... Looks like the House has officially been called in favor of the Republicans, but the fuckwits still, they have a few more seats left to claim. Pretty much wishing that they'd hurry the fuck up and just get this over with so we can all move on. Let's see. No, I think I can go ahead and close out of the intro. So, goodbye, Robert Roberson. I'm not even gonna read that because that is just depressing. So another man is going to be executed. Alright. Hey, wait a minute. If I keep that intro rolling, then I don't know. Because it would be cool if I started all my little segments. I started out in here, but it was VLC, literally full screen, starting the intro, and then it would get boring every single time though. But it would be like the perfect way to I don't know, what the fuck. The it's a sign, guys. It's a sign. I didn't actually click on this intentionally. You know, I just happened to be scrolling and my mouse just ended up bringing us over here. So it must be a sign. Maybe it's important. Maybe we should give it a read. What do you think? Oh, speaking of which, let me get back to the scene. There. Alright. Y'all are so pretty. Anyway, so Trump team skips FBI background check for some cabinet picks. Let's see what this is about. President-elect Donald Trump's transition team is bypassing traditional FBI background checks for at least some of his cabinet picks while using private companies to conduct vetting of potential candidates for administration job. People close the transition planning, say. Trump and his, so basically, so they're not allowing the FBI to do background checks apparently. This is terrifying. So, and they're using private companies to conduct. We got it. What else? Trump and his allies believe the FBI system is slow and plagued with issues that could stymie the president-elect's plan to quickly begin the work of implementing his agenda. People briefed on the plan said, critics say the intrusive background checks sometimes turn up embarrassing information used to inflict political damage. So, so they're saying the background checks are intrusive? What the fuck are you saying? Trump and his allies believe the is slow. So, all right. So, boo-hoo. You want this is authoritarian thinking. The only benefit of an authoritarian regime is the fact that it is so efficient. But the problem is the hyper efficiency of the regime can go both ways. It can take a regime in a good direction, as in equal rights for all, and we don't have to deal with this democracy shit, and people just shut their fucking mouths and have to acknowledge that people are different from them, or, and is more likely so, it can go in the other direction where everybody's oppressed and everybody is there just to serve the state. There is no incentive to move it in the correct direction, only in the power and control nationalistic direction. And so therefore the fact that they want to just bypass checks and balances such as like the FBI in order to get their shit done faster just shows like we're in for a good 4 years. The discussions come as Trump has floated several controversial choices for high-level positions in the U.S. government, including Predator Matt Gaetz, the guy who was basically accused, I don't remember if he was convicted, but accused of sleeping with a minor. I think he took him across state borders into, I think it was a 16 or 17-year-old. He took him into a state where That's literally the age of consent. And, well, we know how things, how things went there. So, like, this is, okay. And then Tulsi Gabbard of National Intelligence. Tulsi Gabbard is a fucking fraud. Ultimately, the president has the final authority on who he nominates and decides to share intelligence with, regardless of the established protocol set in the wake of World War II to make sure those selections don't have unknown foreign ties or other issues that could raise national security concerns. Yeah, so there we go. President's also above the law, so, if we protest it, he'll kill us all. It's the end of the world, guys. But circumventing background check would be bucking a long-established norm in Washington. It also reflects Trump's deep mistrust of national security establishment, which he derides as the deep state. Jesus Christ, man. Sources say he has privately questioned the need for law enforcement background checks. Jesus Christ. Law enforcement background checks. You don't know what you... I barely have fucking 3.5 brain cells to rub together, and yet I fucking know that that we need fucking background checks for law enforcement. Like, what the fuck? We already have enough unarmed people being murdered by the police. You don't give your law enforcement people background checks. You basically just... Oh my god. Dan Meyer, national security attorney in Washington, D.C., said the incoming Trump administration doesn't want harmony. They don't want the FBI to coordinate a norm. They want to hammer the norm, he said. Yeah, that sounds about right. Some of Trump's advisors began circulating a memo before the election urging him to bypass the traditional background check process for some of his appointees. A source briefed on the memo told CNN. Instead of using law enforcement, the memo proposed hiring private researchers who could move more quickly to perform background checks. What are we doing, guys? Why do we want to move this to the private sector? Oh my god. The president-elect could always, however, decide to eventually submit names to the FBI. So, eventually he'll do that, but he's just not sure about it yet. He'll get back to us. Some of Trump's picks for the roles in his administration could run into problems during a background check, posing potential hurdles during the confirmation process. Oh, boo-hoo. So you gotta actually make sure that the people who go into power actually have the country's best interest in mind? Who knew? Gates has been mired for years in Justice Department and House ethics investigations related to sex trafficking. The Justice Department declined to charge Gates, and the House ethics probe, days away from being completed, was effectively ended when the Florida congressman resigned from his seat this week. This week? What? Yeah, this was posted 11 hours ago. Matt Gaetz resigned? Oh, yeah, that makes sense. If he gets tapped for Attorney General, he has to resign his current position. He can't have, like, I guess 2 positions at once. I guess that makes sense. Where was I? Damn it. Here we go. Alright, so Gates has repeatedly denied any wrongdoing. Obviously, that's exactly what someone we would expect a predator to do. Gabbard, meanwhile, has frequently appeared to take positions more favorable to foreign leaders widely conserved, not just American adversaries, but in some cases brutal dictators, including the presidents of Syria and Russia, raising questions from allies and critics alike. Gabbard notably met with Syrian President Bashar al-Assad in Syria in 2017 and said in 2019 that he was, quote, not an enemy of the United States. Interesting.
In early 2002, she echoed Russian President Vladimir Putin's rationale for the country's invasion of Ukraine, and pinning the blame not on Moscow but on the Biden administration's failure to acknowledge Russia's legitimate security concerns regarding Ukraine becoming a member of NATO. So basically, if a country does not feel like they can handle themselves in war and they want to join NATO, they have this hurdle, you know, like, of how you got everybody on, like, one side being like, oh, they probably should not do that. And then you got people on the other side being like, well, yes, the fuck they should. But, obviously, you know, the people... It just turns out that Tulsi Gabbard's one of those people that says, oh, they shouldn't do that. It's like, okay, well, if you're a Ukrainian who doesn't like how Vladimir Putin treats, hang on a minute, freedom of speech, and it's probably going to be restricted because of the war. Used to be among the most progressive in Eastern Europe, although implementation has been uneven according to the Freedom House. Yeah, so... However, the Ukrainian anti-protest laws passed in 2004. It makes sense that would happen, though, because that's, like, right after... isn't that, like, right after Russia takes Kyiv? Not Kyiv, Crimea? So, yeah, so I think that was right after, Russia took Crimea. Passed by blah, 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 on January 16th. And signed into law by the following day amid massive event known as the Euromaidan that started in November, referred to as the laws on dictatorship, by blah, in the aftermath of their passing. Western nations criticized the law. They were described in the media and by experts as draconian, with Timothy Snyder claiming that they effectively established the nation as a dictatorship. But... let's see. But it's like, why did they do it? Was it just to silence people, or was it because this was, like, around the time that Russia took Crimea? I don't really remember. Or not remember, I can't really see it listed here. But anyway, yeah, so... well, if the Constitution provides for freedom of speech, then... So wait, did it say it was repealed? Let's see... The destruction of monuments was recriminalized, but was specified to cover only anti-fascist monuments and not statues of Lenin. Okay. So you can vandalize statues of Lenin. That's based in Red Pilled, but you cannot go after those who are anti-fascist. Okay, I like that. Claimed he had called the Ukrainian parliamentary election in order to purify dictatorship laws that took the life of the Heavenly Hundred in this election. 64 MPs who had supported the dictatorship laws were re-elected, most of them in constituencies who had first passed the post-electoral system in one round. On the 11th of December 2014, these were banned from... Okay. So it looks like a lot of the laws were... Alright, so they do have their... So it looks like freedom of speech is basically returned. So it makes sense why they wouldn't want to be dealing with, with Russia. So to basically blame Ukraine for not wanting to become part of Russia, I think is very rape apologetic-y, coming from Tulsi Gabbard, like you would literally be the kind of person to say to a rape victim, well, maybe you shouldn't have dressed like a slut. Or you would say to a transgender survivor of rape, well, maybe you should not be trans. It's like, fuck you. Or in the case of Russia and Ukraine, well, maybe you should just submit and bend over and take Russia's dick in your ass. I'm a totally serious politician. I support rape. I'm Tulsi Gabbard. Alright, where was I? Where is it? Where was I? What have I done? So anyway, no, Ukraine should probably go ahead and join NATO. That's basically where I was going with this. In addition to the confirmation backgrounds, of the confirmation process, FBI background checks are used to vet nominees for a security clearance, which an attorney general nominee is required to have to do the job. As president, Trump could bypass the process and order Gates to be granted a security clearance, as he did in his first term to grant a clearance to his son-in-law, Jared Kushner, after the approval languished amid questions about potential conflicts of interest. Trump ordered clearances to be granted to about 25 people whose applications were initially denied for possible national security concerns. CNN previously reported, if Gates does not participate in the vetting process, the FBI could still try to do a basic investigation at the request of the Senate. But one source familiar with the process noted that it is difficult to collect some data without his consent. U.S. officials are still waiting for the Trump transition team to submit a list of names, including those under consideration for cabinet-level roles, to be formally vetted for security clearances, the source said. This is just crazy. So he's all set on going against the... yeah. So this is our government, guys. And I'm telling you, I'm going to be all in for the schadenfreude when people see all this shit going on and they do not know what to do about it. Like, oh no. I don't know. Why so many death penalty articles? I can't handle those kinds of topics. Anyway, so maybe we should have thought twice about going to the polls with these. But anyway, well, that's the end of that segment. If you enjoyed that segment, please drop a like and follow and subscribe to my channel. And we'll together we'll stop this. We'll form a community and stop the we'll combat fascism on YouTube and move forward. So follow me on Patreon, follow me on Discord, follow me on Twitch. Not follow me on Discord. I always say that. Join my Discord server. You get the picture. Follow me on all socials. Go to Blue Sky, etc., etc. You get the picture. And with that, thank you for watching. Have a good day. Oh my God. So let's see. What is this about? Let's see. I don't know if I wanna. So I'm assuming it's always Texas though. So ew, California has the death penalty. Yo, y'all gotta get your fucking asses in gear. Let's see. Yeah. So, it's a good thing that the death penalty is in decline, but, in 2013 last year, 2020, 2023, 1999, 2011, 2006, 2008, 2008. Where's Missouri? This one's going to be updated soon to 2024. Don't know why they haven't did that yet. 2010, 2023, 2014. But why is that dark? Huh. Oh, I guess I misunderstood the, okay. Jesus Christ. It, of course, figures that, they're all, like, in the southern areas. Among the 27 states that still have the death penalty on the books, though 14 have not carried out any executions in the past decades. According to CNN's analysis of DPIC data, it's been over 30 years since 2 of those states last executed anyone, Kansas in 1965 and Wyoming in 1992. These disparities and the broader inconsistencies they illustrate are among key criticisms lodged by the death penalty abolitionists and others who say they seek fair administration of criminal justice. Yeah, like, you should not get, like, Trump wants to, like, if you allow the state to set the precedent that the state can actually take your life, you give room to nutbags like fucking Trump to be able to expand the death penalty to things that aren't even murder. Like, we say we only allow death penalty in the cases of things like murder, and like the worst of the worst crimes. Now you want to execute people for selling fucking drugs. So, do let me know how that goes out. How you're able to justify that in your mind. The most important, let's see, these, the important factor in determining whether the death penalty will be sought is what side of the country line or state line the crime took place, said Robert Dunham, DPIC's former executive director, who's now an adjunct professor of death penalty law at Temple University, director of the Death Penalty Policy Project, and special counsel at Phillips Black, a non-profit law firm that specializes in post-conviction legal representation. Like, there is no relationship between how bad a murder is and whether a person gets a death sentence, life sentence, or something else, he said, adding, essentially the death penalty comes down to the whims of the local prosecutor. See, that's just not actually a fair trial right there. If it's not, by definition, that is not a fair trial. If your chances of being murdered by the state come down to whoever you run into, that is ripe for abuse. You just cannot justify a system like that. So most states with a death penalty haven't carried out an execution in over a decade. So that would be Alabama, Florida, Missouri, Oklahoma, and Texas. Bullshit on Texas. Okay, now I understand. Alabama, Florida, Missouri, Oklahoma, and Texas, however, have all carried out executions in 2013. So, yeah. Total number of executions and sentences has dwindled. Executions overall in the U.S. have fluctuated over time, peaking around the turn of the 21st century. Nearly 100 people were executed nationwide in 1999. Jesus Christ. How many people is that per... I'm assuming 1999 was essentially the year that Saudi Arabia came to the U.S. Where the fuck is my calculator? And when I say that, I don't, of course, mean by brutality. Obviously, what they do, fucking beheading and stoning. But still, like, 100 divided by 365. Oh, so that is 0.27 per day? Or one execution every 4 days in the United States. Yeah, that seems about right. One execution every 4 days in 1999. That is disgusting. That's just disgusting. Okay, so according to the DPIC, the most in 1 year on record since 1977, the year after the U.S. Supreme Court ruled the death penalty constitutional and reinstated its practice after a 4-year hiatus. Decades later in 2019, just 22 people were executed, but still, that's too much. DPIC's data shows, and fewer than 20 executions. Like, we see how many people are we see that a Missouri man was basically proved innocent, and there have been so many people exonerated after the deed was already done. And how many people were executed in 1999 that they were later exonerated for? The year after the U.S. Supreme Court ruled, okay, so, and fewer than 20 executions, state and federal, have been recorded for each year since 2020, though those figures were likely impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic, the organization has said. Wonder what the official number. How many... inmates executed per year? I say per year on average. Average. Come on now. The 5-year average of executions, 18.6 per year, is the lowest in more than 30 years, a 74% decline over the course of 1 decade. How high has it been? Executions by the year. Obviously in 1999 that was the highest. And the death penalty is not going away anytime soon. And Trump wants to make it worse. So California still has inmates on death row. I don't see New York on here. So yeah, we still kill people, guys. We're not a good country. How many countries have outlawed capital punishment? So that's refreshing. Yep. Majority of the world's states have abolished the death penalty in law for all crimes, and 134 countries had abolished the death penalty in law or practice. 55 countries still retain the death penalty. Yeah, how fucked up is it that the land of the free, the nation above nations, the city on the 7 hills or whatever, is basically on par with like Saudi Arabia or Iran or Afghanistan, Uganda. You know, we say a lot of shit about how, oh, if you're LGBT or whatever in any of these states, you will be executed, as if you are opposed to the death penalty. As if you're opposed to the death penalty. Don't you say that shit. Don't you cynically invoke that garbage. You are not against the death penalty. You would sooner watch us fucking hang for being gay or for being trans. You would rather that shit happen, because that's just the kind of person you are. You're a scumbag. So yeah. So yeah, free Palestine and abolish death row. That's my take on this. I'll be right back, guys. I'm gonna go get myself a sparkling ice. Alright. Alright, so let's see. What do we want to look at next, guys? Trump wants to end wokeness in education. Guys, there's nothing Biden can do, okay? Democrats... Alright. Democrats press Biden to protect the executive branch from Trump's return. Let's see what this is about. So this is a 5-minute read, and this is from... by Mike Lillis... where? The Hill. Okay. So... Capitol Hill Democrats are pressing the White House to pull out all the stops to gird the executive branch against President-elect Trump's proposed efforts to tear down federal agencies and restructure them to his liking. The lawmakers want President Biden to get aggressive and creative with unilateral actions in the final weeks of an administration. Listen, I joke that maybe Biden should step up since, apparently the president now has full immunity, and so if Biden wanted to, he could, deport Trump to, Coconut Island or something, but we can't actually be, the best thing I can suggest is to just hunker down. There's nothing Biden can do, or else Trump is just going to do what he said, and he's just going to send the military in. We know how this is going to go. We've heard it a lot, he's said it a lot, and he's going to do everything he can. So the idea is both to protect the Democrats' policy victories and to fortify the Justice Department, the intelligence agencies, and other offices in Trump's crosshairs. So there's a lot that the Biden administration can do, and I know that they've done some scenario planning. Representative Jared Huffman said it would be a huge political malpractice for them not to anticipate this scenario and have some plans in place. So, what plans in place are we referring to? Because I'd be completely fine with, maintaining at least some semblance of democracy Maybe if we try to maintain democracy and Trump violates it, we can actually do like an impeachment or something. I don't know. Just some ideas. The Democrats are quick to point out that with Republicans in control of the lower chamber, no major legislative changes are likely in the post-election lame duck session. With that in mind, they see Biden as a kind of preemptive firewall against Trump's vows to claw back their legislative win and gut large parts of the federal bureaucracy in a deep state purge designed to streamline government and root out his executive branch critics. I've been here long enough to know you can do some really good things in a lame duck, said Representative Richard Neal, senior Democrat on the Powerful Ways and Means Committee. So, let's see. Democrats' concerns have been fed by reports that Trump is eyeing plans to purge the Pentagon of quote-unquote woke generals, as in the idea that, we're not going to discriminate against people based on their gender identity or whatever, because we need all the people we can in a time of war. But obviously, the way Trump sees it, it's not increasing our numbers, it's complicating things. So, when it comes to strengthening our military, every single person that wants to say they want to get rid of, or that says they want to get rid of woke generals, they're not serious. Because what does that do? They say it straightens up the military. Well, you know what it also does? It decreases the numbers. It decreases the numbers because nobody's going to want to serve if they can't be themselves. If women can't get combat roles, they're not going to want to join. If trans people and gay people have to go into the closet, in order to be there, they're not going to want to join. So you create the situation where you don't have people joining the military. And so you end up with people you end up with lower recruiting numbers. And this spells disaster for your goal of trying to create a larger military. And the fact that you can't see that just shows, that you have no idea. And it's like you dodged the draft multiple times, so you should have absolutely no say over the internet. Or not the internet, the military. They were fueled further over his picks for top positions in the next administration, including former Representative Matt Gaetz as U.S. Attorney General, Tulsi Gabbard for National Intelligence, and RFK Jr. as head of the Health and Human Services Department. He's going to make us drink piss from a cow. All these have vowed major shakeups to the agencies they would oversee. Trump's critics are also alarmed by his plans to create a new Department of Government Efficiency, aka DOGE, Doge, led by the wealthy tech entrepreneurs Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy. In announcing the endeavor, Trump said it will pave the way for my administration to dismantle government bureaucracy, slash excess regulations, cut wasteful expenditures, and restructure federal agencies. In other words, fuck you, we're going to put lead back in your eggs. Democrats see those goals as a euphemism for Trump abusing his power to advance his personal interests over those of the country, and those pressing Biden for unilateral action laid out a menu of potential options for pushing back. You see, when Trump supporters are dropping dead from lead poisoning, I'm going to be dancing from Schadenfreude. I think that when they start, I feel like Trump is Raid, and Trump supporters are cockroaches. So if you wanna get rid of Trump supporters, just elect Trump. That sounds about right. Just elect Trump. You'll get rid of the Trump supporters and no problem. Let's see. Many want the president to launch a blitz of executive orders, finalize 11th hour regulations, and open the spigots of funding of funding for federal projects that have already been appropriated by Congress. Some of those strategies may be more effective than others, the Democrats acknowledge, but Trump's imminent return, they add, demands a spaghetti at the wall approach to see what sticks. I feel like if you every election should be preceded by a mock election. So like if you should have a thing that a mock election that basically says, okay, this person wants to eat your kids, this person wants to sodomize your dog, and this person wants to cut you in half with a razor 10 times the size of your dick. Who are you? And then this person over here, however, wants to give you high wages and clean your room and literally suck on your dick. All right, so now which one are you gonna choose? And then everybody who picks the other three options instead of the one that wants to suck on their dick is immediately barred from the election because they don't know what the fuck they want. They don't know what the fuck is good for them. Everybody knows that getting your dick sucked is the only way to live your life. And so if they pick against getting their dick sucked, they should be barred from the election. What about those without a dick? Well, in that case, you know, like, I don't know, man, okay? If you vote against your interests, you're stupid and you should not be allowed to vote the next election. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, so yeah, that's basically that. So yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna go on to that one next. But I'm gonna take a short break to go Toki. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, my portfolio's been hit in a bloodbath. Yeah, stock market's honeymoon is turning sour. Same thing with the crypto market, like that shit's down too. Oh, but yeah, so if you liked this segment, feel free to like my stream, like my segment, share with your friends on socials, and yeah, so thanks for watching. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so the stock market, yeah, honeymoon phase reducing. Like, for example, if I went to Yahoo Finance, finance.yahoo.com. You don't need to see my stock portfolio, so I'm not going to sign in. Let's see. What was I going to look up? Oh, BTC-USD. So, this is the last month. Wait, no. Oh, no, the crypto market's still holding strong. Okay. So we're still up in the crypto market. So, let's see. Let's do, what is it again? GSPC. I keep forgetting it's GSPC. So this is the stock market today. As we can see, bitch, it's over. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, look at that motherfucker. Boom, bitch. But it's still at its all-time... Stock market's still at an all-time high, though. So, not exactly something we can, I don't know. Seems to be at an all-time high every fucking year. With the exception of here. Let's see, yeah. Oh well. I think we're all gonna be okay. We're not gonna die. You know. But if Trump gets into power, yep. And we already know it's not if anymore. Oh, well, that's cool. Get out of there. Anyway, I'm going to go take my break. So, well, yeah. Let's all pledge allegiance to, I don't know, France some more or something. 'Cause God only knows America's abandoned us. Alright, everybody, here you go.
enfants de la patrie, le jour de gloire est arrivé.
God damn it, come on.
Contre
Full
nous
screen.
de la tyrannie, l'étendard sanglant élevé, l'étendard sanglant élevé. Entendez-vous dans les campagnes mugir ces féroces soldats? Ils viennent jusque dans vos bras, égorger vos fils, vos compagnes. Aux armes, citoyens, formez vos bataillons, marchez, marchez, qu'un sang impur abreuve nos sillons. Aux armes, citoyens, formons nos bataillons, marchons, marchons, qu'un sang impur abreuve nos sillons.
Amour sacré de la patrie, conduit, soutient nos braves vengeurs. Liberté, liberté chérie, combat avec tes défenseurs, combat avec tes défenseurs, sous nos drapeaux que la victoire accourt à tes mâles accents, que tes ennemis expirants voient ton triomphe et notre gloire. Aux armes, citoyens, formez vos bataillons, marchez, marchez, qu'un sang impur abreuve nos sillons.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back.
I support the gay matriarchy.
Thank you, Bernie. It's just another day in paradise. Another day. Another dollar. Hang on just 1 second. Alrighty. So, we ready to do some more politicking and shit? Let's see. Let's see. There was something I was looking at that I wanted to go over. I have no idea where it was. I guess I lost it then. Unless it was one of these up here. Les enfants de la patrie, le jeu de gloire est arrivé. Rendez-vous de la tyrannie, l'intendant sanglant élevé. Where was I? Where did it? Hang on a minute. You know what I want to know? It might actually be the question, the thing that I might want to look into. Let's see. Walmart tariff. No wait. TARIFF. Trump. I wonder what Walmart's thinking about this. What Trump's win means for retail giants like Walmart, Target, and Costco. Oh dear. Yep. Oh cool, Walmart's got an earnings report coming up, so we'll be able to see how much they're fucking us. Hang on a minute. Alright, so I'm actually curious, when is the earnings date getting released? Or when is the earnings date, I mean. That's just a quote. So then, I guess I'll go to Yahoo Finance, see what it's like there. Ow. Here we go. Let me go to Walmart. I don't know why, I'm genuinely curious about their earnings date. November 19th, so that's in 4 days. We'll be able to find out if how badly they're fucking us this quarter. Alright, so is this really it? Come on now. I really hate these fucking... I hate those. Is it from business? Maybe it's here. Is this one an actual... Never mind then. Fuck you, Business Insider. HuffPost is usually free. We can do HuffPost. So let's see. Trump's goal to replace the income tax with high tariffs would also radically shift the country's tax burden away from the rich and onto the middle class and poor. Hear that? That's you and me. Attention Walmart shoppers! I do that so well. But then again, I don't know. I imagine having to fucking do the pager every fucking 5 minutes. Attention Walmart shoppers! We have this amazing deal up at the jewelry counter. We have beautiful fashion socks for only $1. Take it while supplies last. They won't be there all day. Oh, and thank you for shopping at your local Walmart. That $18.99 flannel shirt in stores today could soon cost $36.99. That $69 single-serving Keurig coffee maker could jump to $135. And that $489 PlayStation 5... How does 954 sound? Jesus Christ. Such would be the hyperinflation caused by Trump's goal to eliminate the income tax and replace it with tariffs, which, in addition to causing a global recession, would also radically shift the tax burden in this country away from the richest upper middle class and onto the lower middle class and poor. Yeah. Because remember, the tariff is going to be flat across the board. Everybody's going to be paying the same prices. Rich, poor, whatever the case. Hang on a minute. Anyway, so the richer people are still going to be paying the same shit as the people at the lower rung of the ladder. And it's like, okay, why is that not fair? Well, because of the fact that when you cut taxes on the rich, that's less tax revenue actually going into the government, which means that there's less money to go into social programs that would actually take care of the working class, the proletariat. It's like how, like this is tried and true. You know, that as soon as that happens, the benefits go to the top wealthiest people. So, yeah, let's see. So, yeah, sure, why not? Trump said in his Friday interview with podcaster Joe Rogan when asked if he was serious about his proposal. The Republican presidential nominee then went on to praise the 1890s, as he has always done repeatedly of late, as Americans' golden age because tariffs were so high. We will not allow the enemy. So basically he wants us to go back to the 1890s. But what happened in the 1890s? Oh, right. They did I don't know, the mill strike. They did like a massacre over there. I forgot about that. Yeah. It turns out some bad things do happen when you go back in time to a specific era that the president apparently wants to go back to. So, nature of the 1892 strike. The Homestead Strike was organized and proposed, purposeful, a harbinger of the type of strike which marked the modern age of labor relations in the United States. The Double A strike at the Homestead Steel Mill in 1892 was different from... Why am I reading this? I'll just pull up a little video that may summarize it better than I can. Let's see. Pinkerton, Homestead Massacre.
Hello and welcome to HistoryPod. On the 6th of July 1892, dozens were killed or injured when Pinkerton agents working on behalf of the Carnegie Steel Company fought striking steelworkers in Homestead, Pennsylvania. By the 1890s, the Carnegie Steel Company was one of the world's largest and most profitable manufacturing firms. Its owner, Andrew Carnegie, had agreed to grant a favourable 3-year contract after the trade union, Amalgamated Association of Iron and Steel Workers, organised a strike in 1889, but was determined to break the union in his factory before the contract expired on the 30th of June 1892. Carnegie left his business partner, Henry Clay Frick, in charge of the negotiations. Having initially offered a significant wage cut that was immediately rejected, Frick began locking the workers out of the factory on the evening of the 28th of June, 2 days before the contract expired. As he began to surround the factory with an enormous barbed wire fence, the workers voted overwhelmingly to keep Fort Frick closed, despite only around 1/5 of them actually belonging to the union. In response, Frick fired all 3,800 workers on the 2nd of July and prepared to bring in non-union strikebreakers to reopen the factory. In the early hours of the 6th of July, Frick arranged 300 men from the Pinkerton National Detective Agency to enter the mill from the river and reopen the factory. However, the strikers were prepared and met their barge as they attempted to dock. It's unclear which side shot first, but a 12-hour battle ensued before the Pinkertons surrendered. At least 3 Pinkerton agents and 7 strikers were killed. On the 12th of July, the state governor sent more than 8,000 soldiers from the National Guard to Homestead, and within days the plant resumed operations with replacement workers. The strike ended in November, with workers forced to accept both longer days and lower wages.
So that's basically what Trump wants to bring us back to. He probably would not have any qualms with bringing us back to a time where we don't have any rights. We get paid ass wages, work ass long hours. Well, we voted for that, so when he does that to us, we have nobody to blame but ourselves. And by ourselves, I of course mean the American people, not individuals. So, if you didn't vote for this shithead, then good on you. You are literally better than the vast majority of your fellow citizens. So good for you on that one. Good job. What the fuck? Come on. Well, anyway, so let's go back to where we were reading. 1890s, as he has done repeatedly, as blah, 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 we will not allow the enemy to come in and take our jobs and take our factories and take our workers. Obviously, you don't give a fuck about your workers. And take our families unless they pay a big price, and the big price is tariffs, he told Rogan. So, yeah, there you go. We're basically being weaponized against the enemy, whoever the fuck that is. So Trump, throughout his 9 years running for and serving as president, has pushed ideas that made little sense and were based on his inability or unwillingness to understand basic concepts. In the case of tariffs, he continued to believe that other countries pay tariffs that the United States imposes. These tariffs are paid for by the abusing country, not the American consumer. The coup-attempting former president wrote inaccurately in a social media post Thursday. So basically, we elected a clown. So, economists across the political spectrum describe his view of tariffs as absurd. They point out that that American tariffs are paid by American importers at ports of entry as custom duties, which are then passed along as higher prices to consumers. So to all you Trumpists that are praising the fact that Trump won because you think he's going to make eggs cost less, just remember, as everybody's being literally deported and imprisoned and everything, and or maybe you're being deported or imprisoned if you're like a LGBT person, a pro-Palestinian person, or Latino voter who went for Trump. Like maybe you're the one dealing with that. Just remember, you voted for this. You voted for that. You voted for that. I view this as so self-evidently stupid that it doesn't require much discussion. Douglas Holtz Aiken of the conservative think tank American Action Forum said about Trump's plan. He said that the country will import about $38 trillion in goods over the next 10 years, while the income tax is expected to bring in about the same amount. That's essentially a 100% tariff rate that to match that up. So And because retailers have a fairly low profit margin on imported goods they sell, a 100% tariff would translate into about a 95% increase in prices for everything, from clothing to household items to electronics. So there you go. There you go. Ernie Tedeschi, an economist at Yale University's Budget Lab program, said that a 100% tariff would result in a 9.2% loss of purchasing power for a family with the median household income of $80,000. That translates to $7,360 less to spend each year. So that's essentially my income. Not mine, but my household. So yeah, this is gonna be bad, guys. And you thought this was the direction the country needed to take. Oh my god. With nearly half of all Americans making so little that they owe no federal income tax at all, but who still pay Social Security and Medicare taxes, Trump's plan would increase their tax burden by hundreds and thousands of dollars per year, depending on their disposable income. Tariffs mainly pinch the middle class and the working class, like any consumption tax, Tedeschi said. So, if you're slaving away at your local retailer and you think life is miserable and you voted for Trump, buckle up, cupcake, because it's about to get worse. I really need to find a way to get the fuck out of. Like, I don't know. I need to find a way. Like, maybe I should go to, I feel like, I don't know. I feel like banking or something like that. Something in, like, the finance industry is not going to be as impacted by this. I don't know. If I went to the finance industry, maybe I should be okay. So other countries would retaliate with their own tariffs, slowing international commerce dramatically and almost certainly triggering a major worldwide recession. Sometimes I feel like I'm screaming into a void. And Americans would respond by buying fewer foreign-made goods, switching to American-made products, which is Trump's goal. But once that happens, the federal government's major new tax revenue stream would start drying up and the income tax would be gone. So, yeah. So Trump is going to encourage people to buy American while eliminating the income tax, because he wants Americans to quote unquote buy American. So that's why he's going to put out these tariffs. But the thing is the tariff is how the government is going to end up raising money in order to fund local programs and so on and so forth, and even the United States military. But you know what's actually going to end up happening is now that Americans are going to start buying more American products, which President Trump truly wants, obviously, that revenue stream will eventually dry up because he's not getting as much. Nobody's buying those foreign products because they're so fucking expensive, and so with there being less demand, there's less supply, and with there being less supply, that's less tariff revenue going to the government. And so how is President Trump going to fund our military? Or here's another one. Here's another one. Funding the police. Yeah, I'm pretty sure DC. Like, I don't know. Maybe the mayor deals with the police. I have no idea. I don't even know if they have a governor in Washington DC. But still, like, what are you doing? It's going to get pretty bad, guys. Trump could try to raise more money by increasing tariffs even more, past 100%, but that would decrease the consumption of imported goods even further. You run into infinity, basically, in terms of the tariffs you need, Tedeschi said. It's mathematically impossible. Holtz Keene, who served as Republican presidential nominee John McCain's top economic advisor during his 2008 campaign, said that the view Trump and some of his allies share on the 1890s as a high point in American history also makes no sense, especially with the fact that, you know, you had like union workers being fucking massacred in mass. It's completely inappropriate historical comparison, he said, adding that using tariffs as a cure was already tried nearly a century ago with the Smoot-Hawley Tariff Act of 1930, and it failed. If these tariffs are so great, why didn't Smoot-Hawley pull us out of the Great Depression? Yeah, that's a good question. So, we're in for a world of pain, guys. Let's see. Allons enfants de la patrie, jour de gloire est arrivé. Contre nous de la tyrannie, et ton temps sont grand élevé, et ton temps sont grand élevé. Tournez-vous dans la campagne, mugir ces féroces soldats. Ils viennent jusque dans vos bras, et courgez vos fils et vos compagnes, hommes citoyens, formez vos bataillons, marchez, marchez, qu'ensemble impur abreuve mon sillon, abreuve mon sillon. Wait. What? I don't wanna fucking know. No, I'm not looking at that. I wonder what this is about.
Local immigration advocacy groups are bracing for new federal policies from the incoming Trump administration that may target a majority of the people they work with.
New at 10, Lucas Kim has you covered on what these groups are doing to reduce fear among the immigrant community.
I believe that any community would feel anxious, scared, or frightened.
Odilon Aranda of Wisconsin's immigrant rights group Voces de la Frontera says they're bracing for a surge in people seeking their help. This is after President-elect Donald Trump made direct comments towards the migrant community several times during his campaign.
On day one, I will launch the largest deportation program in American history.
Even though his comments were directed towards immigrants with criminal records, Odilon says immigrants he works with are afraid of the president-elect's threats.
So we're trying to build a very big network as well as community within ourselves to make sure that we have the safety net necessary in order to prevent any sort of, damnation to our communities or to environments that we are in.
Now, although nothing is set in stone yet of Trump's promises of a mass deportation to the undocumented community, if that does happen on day one of his presidency, Odilon fears that we could see a significant impact to one of Wisconsin's most prominent industries. He says Latino immigrants make up a large portion of the dairy workforce in Wisconsin, and a mass deportation will have impacts in production.
You're going to see the effects of what it takes to make sure that those institutions are running and staying at a running pace to make sure that they're continuing.
Advocates at Voces are anxiously watching to see what's next.
You have my back and I have your back, like how we say in a lot of Latina cultures, hoy por ti, mañana por mí. We really do embody that form of collectivism where we try to make sure that be it vecinos to amigos, that no matter what, we are all collective and that we're all a part of the struggle together.
In Madison, Lucas Kim, 27 News.
So, yeah, so that's terrifying. I would be very terrified to be a like this is a very bad situation we're in. What will mass deportation plan look like?
West immigration.
Thank you for joining us. For Denver 7 News at 6, I'm Jessica Porter.
I'm Shannon Ogden. Glad you're with us tonight. Well, Donald Trump made immigration, as you know, a top priority of his campaign. Now that he won, many people are asking, what will his immigration and deportation plan really look like?
Denver 7 Chief Investigative Reporter Tony Kovaleski offers insight from both sides of the aisle.
We're going to have the largest deportation in the history of our country.
It was one of the Republican candidates' cornerstone messages.
And we're going to start with Springfield and Aurora.
So a week after America elected Donald Trump as the country's 47th president, the question now,
in
what will that look
Springfield, where
like?
they're eating the cats.
And I'm extremely concerned for our young people.
We have
the place where they're eating the cats, they're eating the dogs, they're eating the pets of the people who live there.
Insight from Denver City Councilwoman Flora Alvidrez.
I would say people are on edge. The vast majority of my constituents are on edge.
Would you agree there are a lot of people concerned about what's going to happen after President Trump
takes the oath. I do agree, but we are going to be going after criminals and national security cases first.
And insight from John Fabricatore. He's a former field director for Immigration and Customs Enforcement for Colorado and Wyoming.
I've been back to the border 9 times since I retired. Just keep my eyes on it, kind of see what's going on.
Fabricatore also recently wrapped up a run as the Republican candidate for Colorado's 6th congressional seat. Voters sent incumbent Jason Crow back to Washington. As a candidate and a former ICE director, he stayed connected to the developments at the border, and he's closely monitored the proposals from the Trump campaign.
What's your goal in this interview? My goal is really to bring the temperature down about what's going on.
Upon taking office, we will have an Operation Aurora at the federal level.
I really do believe a lot of people are looking at this and they have this idea that there's going to be these checkpoints, that there's going to be immigration officers pulling people out of cars because they're a different ethnicity. This is not what immigration agents are going to be doing.
The former director of ICE in Colorado says he is well aware of the culture of concern in our state and around the country.
What I've heard starts with my own child who goes to a school where a lot of newcomer migrant students are going. And the first thing that he asked me was, Mom, is Trump coming to Denver to take away all of my new classmates?
I think most Republicans and people who voted for President Trump understand that this is going to be a legal, lawful, humanitarian effort to deport people.
We will send elite squads of ICE, Border Patrol, and federal law enforcement officers to hunt down, arrest, and deport every last illegal alien gang member until there is not a single one left in this country.
We will go after criminals and national security threats first, and we know who many of these already are.
You can't live like this. You can't live with these people. These are stone cold killers.
But we know who they are. We know that they're criminally involved in crimes in the United States, and they are deportable.
And consider this number. Fabricatore says the federal government is aware of more than 600,000 currently convicted and accused criminals living in our country as non-citizens.
We know that there are 13,000 people who have been convicted of homicides, murders in that group of 600,000. There's multiple, over 18,000 that have been convicted of sex crimes.
Does that help calm the waters a little bit?
I think it does.
So with the election behind us and Inauguration Day right around the corner, perspective, concern, and insight from 2 informed leaders as we navigate the future.
So let's make sure to build coalition. This isn't a time for hate. This isn't a time for divisiveness. This is a time to be neighborly and to come together as a community to make sure that everyone feels welcome and safe and reassuring that Denver is a strong, beautiful place to live.
Yeah, that's basically the main thing we need to, like, you need to work on is communal defense. Like, know your neighbors, you know, be aware of who you're hanging out with, be aware of the politics of everybody you're around. Because if anybody's like, you know, oh, you know, like, Trump is probably not going to be that bad. Run the other direction because they're probably completely fucking ignorant. They don't know what the fuck is going on in their world or their head or whatever.
I'm all for legal immigration. The United States is a melting pot, and we should have a good process for people coming into this country, but they need to be vetted, and it needs to be legal.
Finally, another critical point to share with you. Fabricatore tells us because of the massive numbers of non-citizen convicted criminals currently in our country.
It's always the same fucking line, and then there's a denaturalization threat, apparently.
This process of deportation will not be completed in a day, a week, or a month. He says it will likely take years and require a significant commitment to both staff hours and dollars. Insider information with the goal of lowering the temperature. I'm Chief Investigative Reporter Tony Kowaleski.
It's so fucking unnecessary. So fucking unnecessary. Just...
Hey guys, before you file for your spouse,
Hello, friends. We're going to be talking tonight in this live session about denaturalization. Who is at risk for denaturalization and what is the process? I'm going to break it down for you because I've been getting a lot of questions about denaturalization. So many people are afraid of what's being discussed with immigration, particularly on the denaturalization side. So pull up a chair, sit down, listen, join in, text others, tell them to join tonight's live session. This is an important one. You're going to learn a lot of good things, and I'll answer some of your questions towards the end of this session. But come on in and say hello and type in freedom now, freedom now, freedom now. I'm Latoya McBean-Pompey, an immigration lawyer in New York, working here in the United States in Washington. Federal government is deep policy. Gets a lot of attention today, and that tweet says, yes, we started a new denaturalization project under Trump. In 2025, expected to be turbocharged, and that's the word that has a lot of people quite concerned.
All right, so it looks like it's just a similar thing like my setup, so I'm just going to go somewhere else. Denaturalization. Wait. Project 2025, I guess. Just makes me sick. God damn it. Ew. Fruit juice on my fucking mouse pad. So let's see. So what is denaturalization? In simple terms, denaturalization is the product of taking someone's legal right to be a naturalized citizen of the country. So basically things like birthright, citizenship. Carrie Talbot, executive director of the Immigration Hub, said, "We recognize and celebrate the millions of immigrants who have embraced the opportunities of U.S. citizenship. For these individuals, citizenship represents a commitment to the values of democracy, equality, and shared prosperity that define our nation." Let's see. If anyone isn't sure about what denaturalization is, it's stripping immigrants of their U.S. citizenship status. They're not just talking about deportation of undocumented immigrants. After they do this, I fully expect them to go after birthright citizenship, another person said on X platform formerly known as Twitter. So, yeah. Yeah, like, this is... I don't even know where we're gonna go from here, guys. Like, how are we gonna get through this as a country? To know that, there's gonna be millions of people that are just gonna be pulled out of their homes and just thrown... Wait, what's going on? I don't know what this is. But anyway, well, I'm gonna go ahead and, I don't know. I guess I'm not really feeling it today. Like, I'm tired. I'm probably gonna want to take a nap. I'm thinking of just calling it quits, so maybe I'll do one more if I can find one. Let's see.
A South Florida mother fears for her future tonight over President-elect Donald Trump's pledge to carry out mass deportations once he's in office.
CBS News member Yvonne Taylor is live for us in Little Havana with more on who might be at risk and who might not be, and it could be a lot of people, Yvonne.
A lot of people indeed, and we are scared. It's the statement that we're hearing more and more from immigrants, Elliot and Lauren. But this one mother did share her story under the condition that we did not reveal her identity.
Aquella ansiedad y aquel temor y aquel estrés.
I've been living with anxiety. I'm scared and stressed about what's going to happen to me. This woman, who we'll call Maria, is a Nicaraguan immigrant who is too scared to show her face. But she is the voice of many who came to the U.S., applied for political asylum, and were given a work permit.
Ellos dicen masivas.
She said they're demonizing every immigrant, not knowing why they're in the U.S. She told me she and her husband were arrested for protesting against the Ortega regime in Nicaragua. They fled to the U.S. without a visa, coming in illegally. Tom Homan, who was recently named voter czar, told 60 Minutes who would be deported.
It's not going to be a mass sweep of neighborhoods. It'll be targeted arrest. We'll know who we're going to arrest and where we're most likely to find them based on numerous investigative processes.
Do you fear that you'll be the next one in line?
Sí creo que estoy en peligro.
Yes, I believe I'm at risk because I still do not have a status. I'm waiting to hear about my political asylum, said Maria.
Do I expect mass deportations? No.
Willie Allen has been an immigration attorney in South Florida for over 40 years.
The massive deportations will be the people coming to the border now. Those that are already inside the United States have applied for asylum.
So basically,
and
she's going to be sent back to her country
trials,
and deal with
then
whatever legal
if down the road
repercussions
Maria loses her asylum request and receives a deportation letter, then things
for the
change.
crime of
But Allen said
choosing
that will not happen
America
anytime soon.
as
What is
the
the average
place
time
of
for political
refuge.
asylum to be processed? Well, I have individual trials set for 2027, 2028, 2030.
And there you have it. We're talking about like 3 to 5 years. Attorney Willie Allen will tell us at 10 p.m. on CW33 Miami who else is at risk of being deported. Plus, why an undocumented immigrant told me that he did want Donald Trump to win the presidency. We are live in Little Havana. Ivan Taylor, CBS News, Miami.
That's just sad. Like, I don't understand why anybody would vote for such a clown. But this is America. This is America today, guys. Get used to the new normal, because this is what we're gonna be in for the next 4 years. I'm not looking forward to it, but what are we gonna do? The people have spoken. There's nothing we can do about it. Really nothing we can do about it. So but, you know, the most we can do is just try to keep ourselves together, you know, find community, you know, like, these are things we gotta start doing. So that's really all I can say. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and close out this stream. If you enjoyed what you've seen, then please feel free to check me out on socials. If you're watching this on YouTube, hit the like button, subscribe, check out my Patreon, follow me on Twitch, join my Discord. Yeah, I think we're gonna form a nice community. Thank you for so thank you for watching, and I hope y'all have a great rest of your day. Bye.
Enfants de la patrie, le jour de gloire est arrivé. Contre nous de la tyrannie, l'étendard sanglant élevé, l'étendard sanglant élevé. Entendez-vous dans les campagnes mugir ces féroces soldats? Ils viennent jusque dans vos bras, égorger vos fils, vos compagnes. Aux armes, citoyens, formez vos bataillons, marchez, marchez, qu'un sang impur abreuve nos sillons. Aux armes, citoyens, formons nos bataillons, marchons, marchons, qu'un sang impur abreuve nos sillons. Amour sacré de la patrie, conduit, soutient nos ravageurs. Liberté, liberté chérie, combat avec tes défenseurs. Combat avec tes défenseurs. Sous nos drapeaux de la victoire, accours à tes mâles accents, que tes ennemis expirants voient ton triomphe.